And this is the evening after the Great Conjunction. This is Tuesday, December 22nd. Last night was a raging snowstorm, and we're still digging out from that today, but it cleared off beautifully, as it often does after a snowstorm. The planets beautifully set into the evening twilight sky. Saturn easily visible to the right of Jupiter with the naked eye, as a very distinct double star low in the southwest evening twilight. And this view through the telescope, through the Celestron 6-inch telescope, Jupiter to the left, flanked by its 4 bright Galilean moons, Saturn to the right, its oblong elliptical shape. They're the rings of Saturn, being created by the rings of Saturn. But it's a fuzzy enough view tonight, and with the planets so low, the seeing conditions pretty blurry, so it's really a little tough to really resolve the rings of Saturn at this scale here. But the moons of Jupiter standing out very nicely, and from left to right, they are Europa, farthest to the left, and then Callisto, fainter. Europa is the ice moon of Jupiter. Then Callisto, bigger than Europa, we're looking a little fainter here. And then on the right-hand side is Io, closest to Jupiter. That's the volcanic moon. And then Ganymede, down to the right, farthest away from Jupiter, and it's the biggest moon of Jupiter, and I think the biggest moon in the solar system. So they're standing out very well. They're about 10 arc minutes apart tonight, here as I'm shooting this at about 5:30 p.m. my time. A little over 10 arc minutes, which was 6 arc minute separation yesterday, so they would have been just a little more than half as close together as this, as we see it here, had I got it yesterday. And Saturn, its brightest moon, Titan, might be visible if I bump up the speed of the camera here a little bit and get the image a little bit brighter. It may show up just as a little faint star, a little faint speck just above the disk and the rings of Saturn, and then a couple other fainter stars in the field of view as well around Saturn, but those are stars. But just above the rings, a tiny speck. That's the largest moon of Saturn, Titan, the one with the methane atmosphere and the lakes and rivers of liquid methane. To see these two planets together in the sky, this close to the naked eye, with the naked eye, is extremely rare, and to see them together at once in the eyepiece or here in the camera frame, but this is kind of what they do look like visually through the eyepiece. To see them together at once, the two largest planets in the solar systems, is extremely rare. There was a close approach back in 1960 or 61, I think, but not as close as this. Even here now, as they're drawing apart, a little further apart, you have to go back 800 odd years to get a time when the planets, these two planets, were this close together. And of course, no one was looking at it through a telescope at that time. So quite an amazing sight. We won't see this again until, what is it, March 14th or 15th, 2080, 60 years from now. Well, somebody will see it. We may not. But in 2080, they will be again close together. But I believe in the early morning sky at that time. So not for another 60 years do we get these two planets this close together at once. Quite an amazing sight.